okay, do I want to go all in? And yeah, we're doing this. So closed out all them extra bank accounts, closed out all the kids' accounts, and just put everything in the crypto, went all in. And then a couple months later, you know, things started going up more, and it's like, man, wish I had some more money to put in. So you know, you start looking around the house, seeing things you don't use anymore. You start going to the garage, like I haven't used this in a year. I just start selling anything I don't use on Marketplace. Just get rid of it all. Give me some more money to put into crypto. And then you start looking, okay, that's all gone now. Now I'm out of money again. What am I gonna do? Well, I got this truck. I don't need 4x4 anymore. Like,
oh man.
you know, it's all paid off. Like,
Gonna take the world by fire. Gonna build an empire. An empire.
So before we get into our content, Crypto Wolverine, I want to talk a little bit about the price action, because literally the new day started 2 hours, 50 minutes ago UTC time. And in that first 3 hours, let me check this out real quick. We got, is this it? Or there we go. So I'm on the 30-minute. So in the first hour, we got a 2.5% pump. We're sitting at about 31.5. and jumped up to the top of a wedge at 32.2. So I don't know where it's going from here. I know people have been calling for 21K or for 20K for the last 60 days roughly. We have been in a nasty downtrend, but what are your thoughts on this? Do you think we're going to finally see a breakout as we sit at the top of this wedge, or do you think we're going to break back down from here and keep trading sideways?
I think it should be worth the 6 figures by next week.
To the moon.
To the moon. Eventually. I think this maybe hopefully is part of the turnaround. Like I said, we're at the top of that wedge. If we can break through, I think a lot of people have sold off and being scared and the grayscale unlock. So I think a lot of people were scared with that, and I think they've already sold off whatever they're going to sell off. Most of the people in the scale trust have bought in when it was more than it is now. So I don't think they're going to sell off. So I think we could be seeing the start of breaking out of this angle, and then, you know, really starting to move back up into greener pastures.
I sure hope so. I'm going to do a screen share here real quick. And there we go. So what I'm looking at is I'm very interested in the weekly. So pay no attention to all my notes because it's kind of a mumbo jumbo here. But can you see my cursor here?
Yep.
Let me expand this because this is insane. Look at the weekly Stoke RSI. So this is like the strength index, but over a time period, right? Look at how low this is.
It's bottomed out.
And we can go back even to 2019, right? And it wasn't even this bad. And actually, hold on a second. Let me go to a larger time frame here, or a bigger. Don't mind the spider lines. So check this out. Look how bad this is right here. And we got, I especially like this double bottom. It kind of touched and then touched again. Double bottom here, and then check out the action, right? Double bottom here. Now this was the end of the 2017 top. So we might have,
every time.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at every time it's that low. I mean,
look at this double bottom here. Boom, boom. Double bottom here. Boom. Right. So I don't know. I'm very interested. I think this is a pretty nasty, especially for mid bull cycle. Like if you were to take the average,
a double bottom there back in 14 as well.
Yeah.
Every time it's that low, it has a major pull back to the upside.
Yeah, and you can even see that the blue is starting to come back up over the orange line. And then if we go to the daily The daily is also smashed down at the bottom, right? And it was just, you can see, I'll move my cursor here. So check out the blue line, right? This was the end of yesterday where it touched down. And this is just the strength of not even 3 hours yet. So it looks like we're getting some good momentum here. And
Yeah, it's got a lot of ways to move up. And we got the
Yep.
green dot right there.
Yep. And I'll let you talk about that in a little bit. But
Yeah, I didn't see
we're
that there
getting-
before. That must have just popped up.
yeah, so I wouldn't be surprised if it's what, Sunday right now, UTC time, confirms
Yeah.
by Monday, start of Monday, and we have a bullish week. So let's go to monthly. All right, so I want you guys to see something here, just in case I might be crazy. I don't know. So if you connect the last two bull cycle tops, boom, boom, you've got this red line going through here, right? And that's right where we're sitting. We're playing around with it, right? That's not on the log scale, but it is interesting that we are essentially taking, if you know anything about trading, typically what happens is you'll break out and you'll come back to retest before you take off and go farther, right? And so we basically broke out of, if you take the two last bull cycle tops, we broke out of it right here at 34,000, blasted off, and then now we're back down here playing with this level again. Does this mean that we're finding support before we move higher? I don't know. If you put it into log scale, it actually gives us a potential measure to go higher, right? I mean,
Yeah.
it might sound crazy, but a few months out, right? I think you think October to December could be end of the cycle. So let's just see where December puts us. 300,000, 309,000. It sounds crazy, but a lot of people have been saying maybe 260 or somewhere in that range, right? Obviously a million 10 years down the
Been a lot
road.
of experts up there with the couple 100,000 range, they said last year. So,
I don't know.
and
It's
it's
just
always-
interesting though.
yeah, it's
Connect
always
the
more
last two tops.
volatile and bigger pumps, towards the end of the cycle. And we never had the blow off top yet this year. So I still believe in the double bubble cycle. That's
Yeah.
what I thought the whole time. And so now we've had the first bubble and that didn't blow off the top, but it definitely dropped.
Yeah. And I wouldn't even say that we didn't have a blow off top because, well, let me know what you think about this.
So
Let me get rid of this line here.
now if we can get that,
Actually, let me do this. There we go. So check this out. That's a pretty nasty wick to the top. That's a pretty nasty wick to the top. I almost feel like we had two blow off tops and there was so much momentum that there was like this aftershock that just, we built up so much momentum that even with two blow off tops, we kept going. And that's why we're coming back down with such a nasty pullback. This is longer than any of the other halvings pullbacks mid-cycle. But I also think that if you take the average bull cycles of the last, it was like 400 and 500 days. So even according to the first cycle, which was a lot quicker, we still have like another 125 days left in this bull cycle. Even if you took an average of the two, it'd still be like another 60 days left in the bull cycle, which we could get 2 monthly candles. These are monthly. Yeah. I mean, you look how parabolic Bitcoin can get. We could literally, have a monthly candle that's like this 1 month, and a new higher high at 126,000. It can happen. Nobody thought that we would break 20K and we went to 65. So I don't know, just my personal thoughts. Yeah. So either way, guys, it is 8 p.m. July 17th, 2021. I just want to show you guys the chart here. And I really want to see what happens after this because to be honest, it's been kind of depressing. I mean, look at this. That's just sad. But it is pretty sideways and it looks kind of like a falling wedge. And we're testing the top of that wedge. Let me come back here to my drawings one.
and
Oh,
we got the
whoops.
green dot on the daily now though. So that's a good start.
Yeah. I mean, say it ain't so. Say it is so. We're right there. We're right there. I'm encouraged. I just hope we don't have another one of these guys right here.
Yeah, if we can just get some volume as we break that line, I'll be super bullish.
Yeah, well, let's see. We're 3 hours in. Decent candle on the 4 hour. We have another hour to go. And you can see on the 1 hour, look, there's a little bit of volume here. And then there was kind of this pause. This might be one of those like 3-bar plays where it's like green, small red, green. We'll see what happens. Oh, we just started a new hour. So guys, yeah, we'll have to see how this goes. All right, let's go ahead and jump on in the content.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. Let's do this. All right, guys, welcome to Millennial Men Actual. Today we are talking crypto, and we have Crypto Wolverine on the line, and we're going to be talking to him and kind of finding out a little bit about his journey. So welcome.
Hey, thanks for being here.
So I guess the first kind of question I have is, let's just jump right on into it. I want the audience to kind of get to know you just a little bit. In crypto, it's all about privacy, right? But the cool thing is everything's also fully transparent on the blockchain. Anyway, what do you currently do for a living? What do you do for work?
So for my civilian job, I work cybersecurity for a bigger corporation. I won't mention, but and then Air Force Reserves also. So kind of dual employment there, but yeah, both related to computers though.
Awesome. And do you remember the first time that you heard about crypto?
First time I heard is probably way back in 2012. I heard about Bitcoin very briefly, but I kind of heard it was a Ponzi scheme, and I think it had recently just crashed, and so it was just kind of like an afterthought. Like, glad I didn't get into that, and just kind of never paid attention for many years after that, though. But that was probably the first time I heard was briefly back in 12.
Awesome. I think the first time I heard about crypto was Bitcoin. I'm pretty sure that I was in BC at the time, and I just remember it being like a news article or something, but it wasn't like super circulating. And it had to have been probably fall of 2009. I'm surprised I heard about it though. But I didn't understand, like, it was so way over my head. And then the second time I heard about it was from somebody that I know, a relative. They told me about it, I want to say 6 years ago, so like 2015 or so. And still it was over my head when they talked about mining. I'm like, how do you, like, I'm thinking like physical gold mines, they're talking about mining like digital currency, and still like, yeah. Now tell me a little bit about the first time that you realized that crypto was like the real deal. It was like the future.
So back in 2012, it was kind of over my head too, because I really didn't know that much about computers. I just kind of used them for fun here and there. But a couple of years after that, I started going back to school and was taking computer classes, and kind of went more in depth and learned more about the computer and the cyber process and everything. And then 2020, when we had the big market crash, I kind of started looking more at everything that had dropped so much and started investing, and then kind of realized there was more cryptos out there now. And so I started looking more into those and realizing what each one does, and kind of went down that rabbit hole.
I think I remember because I think you sent me the Robinhood app invite, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
And it had to have been like April maybe.
Yeah, it was right after that crash.
Yeah, and it was before the halving, because I remember by the time the halving rolled around, I was like, I dove in head first, and I was like watching the prices every day and stuff like that. But yeah, same here. The crash definitely like brought awareness. I think the previous fall, now keep in mind, because I was running my own business for the last 4 to 5 years, I didn't have any money to spend. And so it was literally the fall, I'm grateful to God that the year before the 2020 crash, that business picked up for me, because I was able to start doing some investing, and we had cash flow and steady income and everything. But I was actually I was investing in silver, and then maybe like $50 or something a month, maybe in Bitcoin, when it was like, I think it was fluctuating around $8,000 the end of 2019.
Good old days.
Yeah. And unfortunately, when the 2020 crash hit in March, I wasn't watching Bitcoin because I wasn't following it. I don't even think I understood that the price like went up and down. I just like, I didn't understand the volatility. I didn't understand markets or anything. It was more of just like, I understood its value. I'm going to get a little bit every month. And I also didn't understand what controlled the price of silver or any market. Just didn't understand that whole world. And unfortunately, I didn't get any Bitcoin in March. Now, thinking back, I wonder if I would have actually bought some when it crashed or not. So maybe it was a good thing that I wasn't paying attention to the price at the time. But hindsight's 2020.
Might have panic sold if you had any before that. And
I wonder. I don't think I would have, but I can't say that I wouldn't have. So what was that March crash like for you just in general around that time?
so for me, it was kind of almost exciting because I didn't have, like, I have, a 401k at work or whatnot, and IRA on the side, but it wasn't that I didn't have anything that I invested with like weekly that I watched, or, I didn't even have a Robinhood account started at that time of the crash. And so when I saw that there was so much blood in the streets, I was like, man, I lived through the '08 crash, but I didn't have any money to put in back then. And realizing, last year, like everything had came back from '08. So I'm like, I know all this stuff is going to come back and pump again. So now is a good time to go shopping, and buy basically anything you think is a good project, So for me, it was just kind of going down the rabbit hole and searching stocks and tech stocks and what I thought was going to be worth a lot moving forward. And then, realizing there was more cryptos out there, and I kind of started diversifying a little bit into those, and until I can learn more, research more.
Awesome. And when would you say that you got heavy into crypto?
And it probably only took me a couple months, because once I had a little bit of crypto on Robinhood, and I realized like how much faster it was going up than the other stocks, like the stocks just kind of got boring. Like I was second guessing, like, why am I even wasting my time with stocks when this crypto stuff is going up way faster? And so I started just researching crypto more and more, and trying to understand the blockchain more, and then learning about the halving, and then learning that the Robinhood is really trash for crypto, and you don't own your crypto. And so I just kind of, just digging my heels in deep and researching everything, and just completely submerged down that rabbit hole. And at that point, you kind of realize that some of those coins on Robinhood aren't even any good anyway, So that point I started, wasn't gonna mention any names, but that would be one. So yeah, after that, a couple months later, I would say, where I really started like, okay, I need to invest more in this, instead of throwing $50 at it, like, let's get serious. And then kind of seeing the big picture and seeing the gains it's possible, and seeing how you can gain interest. I kind of looking at my bank account, realizing like, why do I have a savings account? Like I'm getting like 1% to 2%. Like that's not even keeping up with inflation. Like there's no point. Like, so I just realized, start buying some more crypto on different apps, and, making anywhere from 5 to 10% easy, just keeping your crypto in an app and staking it. So by the end of the summer, I was pretty much full send and all in, and it's been a pretty interesting ride since then.
Awesome. And it was kind of the same thing for me. I think for a short period there, for a couple months, basically through the summer, I think you and I were kind of sending information back and forth to each other and not getting a whole lot of sleep.
There was no sleeping last year. 2020 summer was definitely too much going on for sleep. So too much research to do, too much investigating to do. So it's paid off though.
Yeah, and then I think we stumbled across altcoins, and I think when I first got into crypto, I just knew about Bitcoin and Ethereum, and then when I learned more, I was like, oh, there's like these other coins, and it was like maybe Tezos and Litecoin and Bitcoin Cash and Satoshi's Vision, all those ones. And I thought like, oh man, there's all these. And then I feel like 2020 like spearheaded or launched. I feel like 2020 was a catalyst for more altcoins because everyone and their mother started making altcoins. And
Yeah.
I think by this year we found out which ones of them were scams and stuff like that.
Yeah, it was for me, I kind of having a better background in cyber, it really kind of opened my eyes more to Bitcoin and how secure it is. Because when I first heard about it, you think, oh, magical internet money, oh, it can be hacked and all this stuff. And then start realizing, oh, it's been out for over a decade and there's no problems with the blockchain. It's not been hacked. So understanding more about that really opened my eyes. And then while I was looking at that, like I'd never even heard of Ethereum before the summer of 20, and hearing everything that Ethereum could do was probably really what ended up really selling me, because realizing that you can have decentralized apps and just so many things that they can build and use Ethereum for outside of just what Bitcoin can do. It was mind blowing. So that's probably was one of the biggest selling features for me.
That's awesome. What would you say are some of your favorite cryptos? If you could name like 3 to 5 of just like your most kind of like the projects you're most interested in. And it could be for use case or security, or it could be because it's something outside of the regular just programmable money or whatever the case is.
I mean, you got the big two that are, pretty much a given, Bitcoin and Ethereum. You got, Bitcoin because it's got its, there's only so many of them, and it's been through the test of time so far. And Ethereum has so many use cases, and almost probably 90% of the coins are based on Ethereum. So, I mean, Ethereum itself has a huge market and has really opened up the crypto world to so many things. Outside of that, I think HBAR will be a good one. We'll be using in the future a lot for NFTs and storing all sorts of your records, from medical to titles to whatever.
And for the record,
I
guys,
think-
these are not recommendations. These are just what we're interested in.
Not a financial advisor.
Yes, not a financial investing or crypto or any kind of advisor or advice. But we do like to talk about what we're interested in, and we do actually have a huge variety of different things that we're interested in. So anyway, continue.
Yeah, I think Cardano is another good project. It has a very close, similar goal to Ethereum. I think in the future, Cardano will take some of that market share, and will be another great smart contract program. Narrow it down to 5 though. That's tough though.
Could
I
you
think,
do 5 outside of Bitcoin and Ethereum?
Yeah, I would say probably UTrust is another good one that they're able to do, payments, crypto payments.
I like
very
UTrust as well.
simply. Yeah, that has a large upside, I believe, for that. Link is a very good one. They've put themselves in good position with, they're collaborated with just about everybody, kind of like Ethereum. They're very useful projects. So
I remember last summer, around July 3rd, I got about $300 in Link, and it pumped like a few days later, and I had no idea what an altcoin could do, a low cap alt, until essentially Independence Day of 2020. And I just remember looking at my phone like, what is going on? And I just kept seeing the green bar go up, and more green bars and more green bars, and my balance go up, and I was like, what is going on? $300. And just but it was right around Independence Day. It might have been July 3rd, like the Saturday before or something. But that was my first real exposure to alts and their capabilities and capacity.
yeah, once somebody hits gold with one of them altcoins, I mean, it can be life changing and eye opening, and I think from then on, it's hard to really go back to stocks and stuff like that. And once you see, the multiplier of gains, how fast you can get with something like that compared to, where stocks on average, you get 2-3% over couple years. You know? So
Yeah,
it's-
and doesn't even keep up like with inflation, like you said earlier. So it's like, what's the point?
yeah, for sure.
You're just trying to minimize your losses instead of making any gains. Like, how's that work?
Right. They just want to break even. Like, just don't lose me any money.
So what would be what's one more that pops in your head besides Link and HBAR and Utrust?
I really like the smart contract programs and coins, because I think those would be the ones that really kind of control a lot of things. So I would probably throw Polkadot in there as well, because that can kind of cross chain with the smart chains to really help out a lot. So I think all the smart contract coins that are good projects. You could probably even throw Solana in there, but they really have a lot of upside because you can build all the other altcoins on those smart contract coins. So those are kind of the more safer for sure bets, I think, moving forward.
Yeah. And I missed the boat on Polkadot. Yeah, I missed the boat on Polkadot. And I wish I had listened to all the smart YouTubers out there, but I also didn't want to just buy what everyone was pitching, because everyone was just pitching everything. And so I didn't get into DOT for that reason. And then more information came out. But I will say this, between the $15 to $20 range, I believe, is where DOT is at right now. I have jumped back onto that. I have jumped onto the boat. So the boat
Yeah.
came back by the magic of the whales or whoever is in charge of rowing that boat. And I definitely got on the Polkadot boat. And I also got a little bit more Cardano. And I feel like there was another project where I got out and got back in. Matic, I got Matic way back
That's another
because
good
of what it was. And I think I 40x'd Matic, but I didn't have a whole lot invested. But that's probably been my biggest profitable token to date. But I did get more on this pullback for sure. And I loaded up on a few other altcoins as well, just because of their capability. So
Nice. Yeah, so we're kind of opposite. I got DOT, last summer, a good price, and then I missed the boat on Matic though. But Matic's came back now, so I've jumped on the Matic boat now. So we're hopefully be able to jump on the wave and ride it up with these whales.
yeah, and I do have to add in there that a 40x sounds good, but I did cash out too soon, because I cashed out before it really took off. I might have been able to 100x it, because I remember as soon as I think I traded in for Ethereum and I reinvested into other small cap alts. I was just kind of trying to do the rotation, right? And I remember within weeks after converting it into Ethereum, that everyone and their mother had it and was talking about it. I was like, wait, I thought Matic wasn't like the talk of the town, and now it is. So I did take profit too soon on Matic, but I'm not too upset about it because it's not like I closed out at a loss or anything.
Yeah, it's better too soon than too late though.
I would say yeah. So
Because I almost fumbled in on Matic. Luckily I didn't. I waited for that boat to come back, but
yeah, because it got into the billions quick, and I was surprised.
yeah, it just kept skyrocketing. But I think it's a good layer 2 solution for ETH though. So I think it'll come back. It's got a lot of use case moving forward.
Yeah. So next topic, if you're open to sharing, what is one of the craziest moves that you've made that is kind of a display of your commitment to crypto?
Maybe give it top 5. I don't know. I'm not sure which one takes the cake, but
So what are some moves that you've made to get more heavily invested in crypto?
so starting off last summer, once I finally decided to go all in, like, you kind of like having that savings account in the bank as a nest egg and all that. But like I said, I'm only earning 1%. So, and I got, three kids, and we have a little small savings account for each of them. And once I was finally like put everything I could that like didn't really affect my savings, then it was to the point of, okay, do I want to go all in? And yeah, we're doing this. So closed out all them extra bank accounts, closed out all the kids' accounts, and just put everything in the crypto, went all in. And then a couple months later, things started going up more, and it's like, man, wish I had some more money to put in. So you start looking around the house, seeing things you don't use anymore. You start going to the garage, like I haven't used this in a year. I just start selling anything I don't use on Marketplace. Just get rid of it all. Give me some more money to put into crypto. And then you start looking, okay, that's all gone now. Now I'm out of money again. What am I gonna do? Well, I got this truck. I don't need 4x4 anymore. Like,
Oh man.
it's all paid off. Like, I could just buy a used car. All I need is a go to work car now. I'm not used to live in a northern climate, so I use a 4-wheel drive. But now that I'm in a southern climate, like, I don't really use the truck that much anymore. So yeah, let's do it.
No way.
Yeah, put the truck up for sale, sold that rather quickly. And then I just bought a used car, go to work car, and put everything else that I had made in between selling and buying, put that extra into put part of it into crypto mining, and then I put the rest directly into crypto. So that's been part of my mining farm, was kind of built around that time. That was around the end of summer. And then
So this was
top it
summer.
off,
This was summer of 2020, right?
yeah, this was the end of the summer of 2020. Then to top it off, after that, a couple months later, I was trying to scrounge up anything else, and what else could I do, and then I realized that I could take out a loan on my 401k at work, and it was like a cheap percentage payback. Like the interest rate was like, I think it's like 3% or something. So I'm
Oh,
like,
that's awesome.
I can make more than that in crypto easy. Like, full send it. Like, give me some of that. I'll take a loan out, and then I'll put all that into crypto. So,
And then you probably put into a lending account to earn twice that much.
oh yeah, right. So,
I mean,
so
interest wise, if I remember, is around 6%.
yeah, like, you can use.
So
a
you could have
BlockFi
doubled.
account.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
I
funny.
put
You're
my-
borrowing dollars, and then lending. You're borrowing dollars, buying the crypto, lending the crypto back out at double the interest rate.
Yeah, like, have your money work for you, right? So
Yeah,
yes, I bought Ethereum with that money when it was like, I think it was like
350
600-ish at that
Oh, okay.
point.
Yeah.
And then I was getting 6% interest on top of that. And then I only got to pay back at 3%. Like, yeah, that's, it was pretty,
That's what
pretty
your
easy
day
to-
job's for.
right? So that was all pretty easy decision for me. Like, I thought about it for like, about 2 minutes. Like, yep, full send. Let's do it.
Oh man, that's
Go big or
crazy.
go home.
So end of summer when you sold your truck, we're not talking like an old beat up truck. What kind of truck was it?
So I had a 2014 Ford 4x4 F-150.
So it's only
And-
6 years old.
Only 6 years old, only 40,000 miles. Like, it was still in really good shape. So I mean, it's gonna last somebody for a long time, and that's why I kind of thought harder on that one by selling it, because it was all paid off, and it's like, I don't want a car payment, and I have a nice truck, but man, I think if I could put this money into crypto, and then a couple years, within 4 years, I can buy a nicer truck, brand new, and have extra money, So look at the bigger picture now. You make some sacrifices in the short term, and long term, you set yourself up a lot better.
Absolutely. I 100% agree. That blows my mind. I did similar things, not to the same extent. I sold a rifle of mine that I really liked, but I didn't need, and got a decent price for it. I probably sold it under what it was probably valued at by a little bit. But I sold it quickly, and that was when Ethereum was around 230 to 250.
Mhm.
I remember that pretty well.
Worked out well for you.
Yeah, so I could go back and I could buy, well, shoot, even with this 50% correction, I could buy 10 of those rifles back, right? Just with well, yeah. So anyway, so that worked out well. And then smaller items, I had these pair of Bowflex dumbbells. I'm sure everybody knows what Bowflex dumbbells are now, but you turn the wheel on the end, and it went from 10 pounds up to 90 pounds in 5-pound increments. And all the gyms had shut down and everything like that. And I was like, you know what? I could really get by. Yeah, I could really get by with just the 2 kettlebells that I have and like body weight workouts. And I have like some TRX straps and stuff. And I prefer like dumbbells and actual weightlifting, not kettlebell stuff. But I went online, I started looking around, and this is when the crash first happened and the gyms all shut down, and the weights got bought off the internet in like 2 weeks. There was not a weight to be
I remember.
found.
I was trying to
No
buy some.
weights, used or new.
No, no,
And
nothing.
so I had these things since 2008 or 9, sorry, 2010, because it was when I got married. So I had these for 10 years, and they had like medical tape around the handles, and so I like had to like peel off 10-year-old medical tape off the handles, because they come with these really rough grips. And I remember spending like an hour to 2 hours with a toothbrush and rubbing alcohol, cleaning off the sticky residue, and making it all shiny. And I went through on each plate and I like wiped out and cleaned it. Like it was brand new. Basically, it really just had carried dust over the years. And I sold those for, I believe, $900. And I think I paid for them brand new 500 to 600. So after 10 years of use, I made like a 40 to 50% profit. And a lot of people were actually getting on my case, and I invested that into crypto. A lot of people are getting on my case. They're like, "Oh, why would you do that? You're ripping people off and blah, blah, blah." And I was like, maybe, but it's no longer valuable to me, and it's $900 valuable to someone else, because the person I sold them to was a doctor in Tempe, living in an apartment. And he said, "Thank you for selling me these. I have not been able to find weights anywhere." And he believed in like exercising and staying healthy and fit during the pandemic instead of the whole like mask up stuff. But he was like a surgical doctor, Middle Eastern, and maybe mid 30s, living in a Tempe condo townhouse apartment thing. Actually, it's an apartment. And he said, "Thank you for selling me these. I haven't been able to find weights anywhere." And I'll never forget that engagement. It was crazy.
Yeah, I would agree. That's not a rip off at all. If he wanted to pay for them, so it's not like, it's not like you were disguising it, selling it as something it wasn't. Like,
Yeah.
here's what it is. This is, if you pay me for it, then we have an exchange, and
And he had the equivalent of like 40 dumbbells in the space of 2 in his apartment.
oh man.
So
I remember them both, like, because that's what I was originally looking for when I was looking for weights, because I was able to get some weights from Dick's Sporting Goods like the day before they ran out. And then I was trying to get a little bit more and getting them Bowflex, and then it was like $1,000 for dumbbells. And I'm like, yeah, I'll figure something else out. Like, it
yeah,
was crazy times.
crazy times. So what do you kind of see as far as the future goes for you and your crypto holdings? Like, what do what's kind of like the long game for you? I know you're probably a hodler, but kind of like, where do you see it go? And if you want to discuss even a little bit, what's your exit strategy, whether it's this bull cycle or just hodl till you die, pass it on to your kids, sort of thing?
So yeah, probably a little bit of both. So, since last year, I kind of picked up some day trading, and I do that kind of with a small part of my portfolio, just because I feel like I watch the charts enough. Like, I feel like, I might as well, try and make some money while I'm watching this, But most of my portfolio is just holding portfolio, and I think a lot of it's probably going to go up by the end of this year is my guesstimation for time frame on this bull cycle. Maybe end of this year, start of next year, I think we'll top it out around that time. And I'm gonna try and cash out a little bit of it, maybe pay a couple bills off, and then try and buy back in cheaper, and then just start dollar cost averaging in once it drops from there on out until the next bull cycle, and kind of rinse and repeat and keep that path.
Yeah, I agree. One of the coolest things that I ever heard that really kind of almost encouraged me a little bit, because basically everybody knows or should know that when you buy crypto, you got to pay capital gains tax if you convert crypto to crypto, if you convert crypto to dollars, or if you convert crypto to stable coins. And so it kind of put me in this position where now every time I go to like hit buy on crypto, I'm like, am I willing to not touch this for the rest of my life? Or am I willing to pay 40% or whatever it is to sell it? You know what I mean? Because I better make that percentage. And I heard Michael Saylor talk in some random YouTube video where he's like, someone was like, why are you buying all this Bitcoin? You know, you're gonna have to like sell it and pay high taxes on it. And he was like, no, I don't. He's like, I'll see if I can do impersonation. I don't know if I can impersonate him very well. What did he say? He's like, all I have to do is take out a loan, and it's crypto backed loan, and therefore the loan is an income, so it's not money. And then you now have money to invest back into your company to create more cash flow. And now you take that cash flow and you buy more crypto. It's that simple. And I was like,
Yeah,
whoa,
that's
I
pretty
didn't even think about that. Like, you take the crypto you do have, and in that way you don't lose it. And not only that, not only do you not reduce how much crypto you have, you increase the amount of money you have to put into your business, which then increases your cash flow, which then gives you the ability to buy more crypto. And all the while, you never touched any of your crypto. So I
right.
was like,
And that's like not just some Joe Schmo. I mean, that's, you know, a multi-million-dollar business. And look how many times he's done that since last fall when he first invested. Like, it seems like every couple of weeks he's borrowing more money to keep buying more Bitcoin. Like,
I think
there's no chill for Michael Saylor.
I think he just tweeted today that the Microstrategy has invested about 2.19 billion so far in Bitcoin.
Great.
I'd be interested to know if that's current value, or if that was all of his original investments. Was that then payments, or was that now value?
Yeah, I
But
think I
either
saw
way,
that they own like 100,000 Bitcoin now or something like that.
yeah, over 100,000 or so.
Oh,
It like broke
I
the
don't see
100,000.
him. I don't see him slowing down. He wants to hold as
I
much as
know, and he put out I don't know what it's called, but he put out like a request, like a fundraiser sort of thing, for like 500 million or something. And I think he got initially like 1.5 billion. He got like 3 times the amount he asked for.
right. I mean, when you got BlackRock, you know, and investing 12% into MicroStrategy, that just gives them more and more money to, you know, keep buying out there. And
Yeah.
when MicroStrategy buys the Bitcoin, you know, it's not going anywhere. He said he's going to hold it till he's dead and he'll pass it on. So yeah, it's just going to help the price.
I know. So that's something I've had to think about. I'm not quite to the point where I think that I'm ready to risk taking out a crypto-backed loan to invest into my business, and I want to make sure the cash flow is there so I can make sure I can pay off the monthly payments and everything like that. But that would be a really cool way to kind of grow your business and then grow your crypto investments as well.
Right. And like you said, you're not going to have to pay interest like you're cashing out, right? So you're saving, you know, if you can make that payment.
And no capital gains.
Right. You're not paying them taxes of, even if it's a short term or versus long term holding, either way, you're not paying either of it, you know? So, and I think, you know, further down the line, whether it's 10 or 20 years, you start, if USA turns into like Venezuela and they make it legal tender, then you could cash it out at that point and not pay tax because it's legal tender, right?
Or yeah, El Salvador, but yeah, Venezuela
yeah.
is the one with the hyperinflation. But hopefully we don't go the Venezuela route. Hopefully we do the El Salvador route. I have a feeling that we'll have to go through the Venezuela route before we get to the El Salvador method approach.
Yeah. Well,
Although we don't have any volcanoes for mining. If I found a volcano in my backyard, I'd definitely set up some steam powered miners. That'd be pretty cool.
for sure. It'd be a lot cheaper than me paying my electricity bill for my mining farm.
Absolutely. Well,
Yep.
Thanks so much for sharing. Do you have anything else that you want to talk about?
Just if you're new to the market, I would just suggest trying to look at all the apps, getting Coinbase and BlockFi and Voyager. There's a lot of apps out there where if you don't even have a lot of money to put into the market, you can get on these apps, and some of them do free learns, free videos you watch, and you get a couple dollars here and there. And if you can put in a couple dollars, some of them even give you a bonus. So that's kind of what I did when I started out too, is I signed up for a bunch of apps and just got some free coins, and some of them have went up, like you said, like 10, 20, 30x since I got them. So you can make some good free money easy that way. So check that out. And yeah.
Absolutely. And guys, I just want to let you know that I really appreciate having Crypto Wolverine on here today. And what we're going to do to help him out, if you guys enjoyed any of the content that he shared, like I still can't get over that you sold your truck to buy crypto. Like I can't wait to like revisit that in 10 years from now, because you're going to be one of those crazy guys. That's going to be one of those like last year. I'm sure people were laughing at you like, oh, this guy's an idiot.
Oh, yeah.
And even
Everybody
maybe,
don't sell your truck. Don't sell your truck.
oh
No.
man, even now, I'm waiting to find out when I post this video, to see what people comment, to see if they think you're an idiot, especially because Bitcoin's down like 50% right now, right? But I want to go back and see this in 10 years or like the next bull cycle top, and just see what people think. Like, oh man, I should have sold my car in 2020, you know? So anyway, guys, what we're doing is we posted Crypto Wolverine's referral links. So if you want to show him some support and help him out in showing appreciation for sharing this content with you guys, and kind of if you're new to this and this is the first time you're kind of finding out about crypto or getting interested in it, he definitely showed or shared with us kind of his main approach, which was basically buying when things were not popular. All through 2020, nobody that I knew of was buying crypto, and this was both of our approaches, which was getting in when there was no attention on it, and when basically everyone's going after it, that's when you want to get out. And when everybody's leaving it alone, that's kind of the time to get in. And I remember I posted probably weekly, if not multiple times a week, from about April or May all the way through to December of 2020. And I had so many people laughing at me and telling me that Bitcoin was monopoly money and it was a scam and it was fake. And then I remember Christmas time, it was literally like December 20th through the 25th. It was like 20,000, 21,000. It was like 25,000 on Christmas Day. It was like, yeah, it was a fun week. And then we held out there for maybe a month and then broke out from there, and just there was no turning back until 65,000. And now we're in a bit of depression. But if you guys
found chance to buy again.
Yes. So if you guys enjoyed this, Crypto Wolverine has his links. I'm going to list his links below for Coinbase if you don't have it, for BlockFi if you don't have it. That is a lending app where you can take a portion of, or however much crypto that you want, you put it into a lending account, and BlockFi lends it out to other people on like a 2-to-1 loan to value ratio, right? So other people are looking to borrow money against crypto, and they need lenders. So you can literally take your crypto and grow your crypto without doing anything. You just put it into a lending account. BlockFi does all the work, and you get a percentage of that. And then what else do we have? If you're interested, I don't personally recommend anyone get into trading, but that is something that Crypto Wolverine does. And he uses, I know because I use it too, but he uses an indicator called Market Cipher. And so he's going to have a referral link down below for Market Cipher. I love Market Cipher because it is trading Barney style. Like I don't have to even, I like that it's multiple indicators wrapped into one. So I don't have to pay for the full version of TradingView to have 10, 20 indicators up. I believe Market Cipher B has like 6 indicators in one, maybe more. So he's going to have that below. And
That's
then
a huge help. It's definitely like the KISS method, keep it simple, silly.
Yeah.
It's definitely breaks things down for you, especially if you don't understand trading that much. It helps out a lot.
So guys, definitely check out those links below. And I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm going to be creating a lot more of these podcasts, crypto and other topics related, but I have a whole lineup of people that I'm going to talk to. We got another guy in a private group of ours who's been like traveling the world like a nomad, and we're wondering if he was definitely an early crypto adopter, and so we're wondering if he's just living off his gains or what, because he hasn't worked in a year. And so he'll be coming on next, hopefully. And
I'm jealous. He's living his best life.
Yeah, we'll get to hopefully share his story. So guys, I definitely am I'm still in the process of creating the Millennial Man actual online content. And by now I should have the Crypto and Assets 101 course. That is a video that lives here on Rumble and also has a free downloadable PDF. Both of those items are free. They teach you how to get involved into investing into crypto, understanding what crypto exactly is, and just kind of like the basics between currency and money and assets versus liabilities and cash flow and all that good stuff. So if you want some easy free content where you can get invested into something, figure out where you want to park your dollars, then go ahead and check out that video and download that PDF. Until next time, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks again,
Okay.
Crypto Wolverine.
Thanks for having me on. Everybody else, check out his videos. Learn a lot.